I'll send you my hat.
But if I come home with another mug, I'll be in trouble. Like, I like mugs, but my dad, like, we just don't have a lot of room in the car. He's all.
Jake in here? Yeah.
Raven. It's only for you and Uncle Shepherd and Aunt Raven and Cousin Dean.
You don't want to ride it.
Mommy and Daddy aren't allowed to ride it.
Oh!
Dinos with your number. Smaller centers under the data center will have the penalty gate sign with Tri-Santa. And reminders, keep those face coverings on throughout your entire stay. Thank you and have fun.
Have an adventurous day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Expedition Everesting with Worship proceed to the loading platform. Once on board, the next day you stay pull down the sword, secure one year in the club. Have a great trip.
năm đứa, baby.
Wow. Wow.
This is so uncomfortable though, like it's so thin. I would not wish this costume on me, but it's that's a big show. It's like cut for oh yeah. The new year. And then I still like this
It's nice to have those, right? Yeah. If they want you're right. Here, you can see him. Look, oh, here he comes. Look. It's something that feel like. It's like, what's that doing?
Welcome. Have a
Hello.
good time.
Thank you.
Environment. This is true of both predators and their prey, so you must pay attention and look carefully. The lion is colored like the yellow grass where they hide to hunt. Now crocodiles look like submerged logs at the water's edge. Even the giraffe is patterned like the shadows that fall under the trees where they browse for leaves. If you see an animal, help others around you by pointing it out to them. But remember, shouting or making loud noises will distract and disturb them, so try to speak softly. Most importantly, please keep your eyes on your children. We are almost ready to board you on our safari vehicles. I wanted to make certain I told you about our boarding procedures. Before you
Expected ones are right. Once you board your safari platform, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside, and remember to watch your children. Your transport will be provided shortly. Aside the sound, enjoy your side, and remember to watch your children. Your transport will be provided shortly. Aside the sound, enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safari. Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safari. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuiden sus niños. Gracias. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safari. Kilimanjaro Safari.
Alright folks, as we say here in Raleigh, it's one day, and that means, let's go. Ciao everybody, welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. My name is Axel, and I'll be your driver for the day, or for the next week. Who knows, we might get lost. I tend to do that sometimes. But before we head in, I have a couple quick safety reminders. Please remain seated and keep your hands on your feet and legs inside the truck at all times. Please keep your face covering on over your nose and mouth at all times as well. If you happen to drop anything outside of the truck, I cannot stop to retrieve it. I'll have to call the warden to come and get it for you, so hold on tight to those belongings. If you're taking pictures, I do suggest you have your camera phones or your cameras out and ready. There are lots of animals out there, and I can't always stop for every single one, but I sure will try to stop for as many as I can. And lastly, please refrain from making any noises at the animals or yelling or anything like that, because they do get scared pretty easily, and we don't want to do that. Our first stop today is the Little Ituri Forest, and the first animal I see is coming up on your right. It's kind of hiding behind that tree there. That is the okapi. The okapi is very shy and reclusive. A lot of people think it's related to the zebra because of the stripes on its legs, but it's actually the closest living relative to the giraffe. We know the two are related because they have very similar facial structures. If you put them side by side, they look almost identical in the face. The okapi actually wasn't discovered by Western civilization until about 1901, so fairly recently. If you look on the left, all the way back towards the wall, that is a black rhino. If that is a little too far to see, there is another one closer, coming right up. The black rhino can get up to 3,000 pounds, and it has no natural predators. But their biggest threat is humans because they're poached for their horns, which are made out of keratin. Same stuff our fingernails and hair are made out of. And coming up on your right in just a second is the greater kudu. These both seem to be females, and I know that because only the males have horns. The females stay in packs of about 3 to 10, while the males stay by themselves most of the time. And also right here on the left is the bongo. The bongo is also known as the ghost of the forest because it's very good at hiding. Their large horns lean back, which allows them to get through thick and tangled underbrush much easier. An easy way to tell the males apart from the females is by looking at their necks. The males have much darker necks than the females. And we are now headed out of the forest and into the Safi River. Coming up on your right is the Nile hippopotamus. There's 2 of them there. When the hippo is born, it weighs about 85 pounds. It's also one of the most dangerous animals in Africa because it's territorial. They spend most of their day submerged in the water to keep out of the heat. Then they come out of the water at night, which is when they're most active. Let's see if we can find any other hippos up here on the left. Oh, I see at least one here. We'll make a stop so everybody can get a good look there. So fun fact about hippos is they actually don't swim because they can't float very well. So they mainly walk along the ground underwater, and that's how they get around. The big white birds you see on the left are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the coloration of their skin during mating season. They have a wingspan of about 7 to 9 feet, which is about as wide as the canopy over your head right now. It's a pretty big bird. And down on the left is the Nile crocodile. The average Nile crocodile is about 16 feet long and weighs 500 pounds. They also consume about half their body weight per meal. If you ever see a crocodile hanging out with its mouth wide open, that's just how they regulate their body temperature. They let all their heat out through their mouths. They're also very gentle with their eggs. They keep their eggs in their mouth and move them around between their teeth, and that helps the hatching process. Both the males and the females do that. Coming up on your right is the baobab tree, also known as the upside down tree, because it just looks like you took it straight out of the ground and stuck its roots out. It's leafless for about 9 months out of the year, and it can store water in its trunk for the drought. The water stored in its trunk can be consumed by animals who are migrating or rich birds who can't find water anywhere else. That gives it its second nickname, the Tree of Life. The really big tree you saw when you first came into the park today is also called the Tree of Life. And if you look closely, you'll see that it's a baobab tree with leaves. It looks like we're now entering the African savanna. I do see some animals out here. They're a little far away. So let me get a little closer to them before I start talking, just so everybody can see what I'm actually talking about here. I do see some hyenas coming up on the left. They're right on top of the cave. Let me pull up right next to them here. Alright, right on top of that cave are some spotted hyenas. With hyenas, the females rule the pack. the lowest ranking female is still ranked higher than the highest ranking male. A lot of people think hyenas are just scavengers and just eat other animals' leftovers, but they're actually pretty good pack hunters. They're pretty effective. The large structures we're about to pass right now are termite mounds. Termite mounds are made out of dirt, spit, and dung. Elephants will use them as scratching posts, and goats will use them as lookout posts. Sometimes they stand right on the very top, and that way they get a 360-degree view of any predators that might be coming at them. Alright, I see a couple of different animals coming up here on the right. The one with the really big horns, that is the Ankole cattle. The Ankole cattle is the only domesticated animal on the reserve, and their horns can grow up to 6 feet long. They use their horns as a cooling mechanism, letting blood flow through and not let out any excess body heat. The inside of the horns looks kind of like a honeycomb structure with veins running all throughout. They're also known as the Watusi cattle, because of the Watusi tribe that first domesticated them. Look at the horns on this guy here on the right. His horns are really big. There's also some wildebeest coming up here. The wildebeest has one of the largest migration patterns on Earth. 1.5 million to 2 million of them migrate every year. They learn how to walk and run within the first 15 minutes of life, mainly because there's always predators after them, so they have to learn how to get away fairly quickly. And over on the left, I see the Maasai giraffe. I'll make it stop right up here so everybody can see. The Maasai giraffe is the tallest land animal on Earth, but quickly, right here on the left is the Patterson's eland. That's the largest antelope in the world right there. But the giraffes, when they're born, they learn how to walk and run within the first hour of life. They also sleep standing up most of the time, mainly to get away from predators quickly if they need to. They only sleep about 30 minutes a day, but they eat for 20 hours a day. Sounds like a good ratio to me. They also have the same number of vertebrae in their necks as humans do. We both have 7. They're just a little bit bigger. Not seeing anything here just yet. I do have a shortcut up ahead here on the right that'll take us straight into elephant territory. And here we go. Oh, never mind. It's close. Well, that's embarrassing. This has never happened to me before. We're just going to have to take the long way, which means I just extended your vacation by about a week. Free of charge. You're welcome. Oh, but it also means we have to take the super old rusty bridge. It shakes quite a bit and makes a lot of noise, but I think we should be safe. I have my seatbelt on. Just don't make any sudden movements. Here we go. Hold on tight. Looks like there's about 3 zip ties holding the bridge together here, so I think we're good. I made it. And the back made it again. We made it to the red clay pits. I see some tusk marks in the clay here on the right, which could mean we might see some elephants around. I say that because elephants like to eat the clay because it provides them with nutrients. So just keep an eye out for them, but fair warning, they could have migrated elsewhere in search of food and shelter. But we'll look for them anyway. See if we have any luck with some elephants around here. Any elephants just yet. We are looking for African elephants, and one way you can tell them apart from any others is by looking at their ears. Their ears are actually shaped like the continent of Africa. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but it's still pretty cool. They're also very smart, and they know they have sensitive skin, so they use mud as a natural sunblock. They fling the mud up onto their backs with their trunks, and that helps protect them from the harmful rays of the sun. I don't think I saw any elephants, unfortunately, but not to worry, there's still plenty more animals to see here on the safari. For example, we're about to come up on the greater flamingo here on your left. The greater flamingo is the lightest shade of pink out of all the flamingos, and they get their color from the brown shrimp they eat. They are born gray, so if you see some gray or white ones in there, those are the newer ones that just haven't gotten their color yet. But they will eventually. They just need to eat a little more shrimp. Oh, and by the way, that's an odd shape for an island. I don't think I've ever seen one shaped like that before. Looks kind of familiar, but I can't really tell what it is. Never seen anything like it. There is a mud pit coming up here. That could mean we might see some rhinos. Rhinos like to roll around in the mud to cool off from the hot sun. But it's been pretty cloudy for a couple hours now. So they could have migrated to hang out under the shade elsewhere. Let's keep an eye out for those too. They're kind of hard to miss. They're pretty big. We are now entering cheetah territory, and I do see a couple of cheetahs laying down right here on the left. The cheetah is the fastest land animal on Earth. They can run up to 60 miles an hour, but they can only maintain 60 for a couple hundred yards. Their tails are as long as their bodies, and they use them as a counterweight to help them turn quickly while running. They're also not considered big cats like lions and tigers because they don't roar. They mainly growl and purr like really big house cats. But please do not try to pet a cheetah like a house cat because their claws never retract, and that does not sound like a good time to me. Their claws are also very big and very sharp. They dig them into the ground when they run. They propel themselves forward. That's one of the reasons they can run so fast. Speaking of big cats, I do see a male lion. He is sleeping right here on the left. So that is a male. Let's see if there's any female lions around here. Oh yeah, I see at least one female over here. She's sleeping on that rock as well. With lions, the females primarily do the hunting while the males stay back with the young. They mostly do their hunting at night, which is when they're most active because they sleep about 16 to 20 hours a day, as you can see. Oh, and there's another female right below this one. Look at that. Also, a lion's roar can be heard up to 5 miles away, so while you're at the park a little later on, keep your ears open because you might hear the lions roaring. It's really loud. Coming up here on the left, right below us there, is one of my favorite animals here on the safari. This is the scimitar horned oryx. These are desert animals. They can go 9 months without drinking a single drop of water. The way they do that is their body doesn't break a sweat until its internal temperature reaches 115 degrees Fahrenheit. They're pretty tough. Over on the right, I see 1, 2, 3 water bucks. Water bucks are pretty self-explanatory. They mainly live by the water. Their skin lets out an oil which makes their fur pretty much waterproof. They're pretty cool. There's also some ostrich eggs on the right there in the grass. Those eggs are pretty big, which makes sense because the ostrich is the largest bird in the world. They're also flightless, so they mainly use their wings to help them steer while they run. And they do run pretty fast, about 35 to 40 miles an hour. Each one of those eggs weighs about 3 pounds, and a full-grown human male could stand on one, and it wouldn't even crack. They're pretty strong. Alright, we are now entering Magadi Glen. This is where the warden lives. That's his house right up there. It's usually pretty quiet around here. Not a lot of animals around, but the warden does keep one specific kind of animal here at his house, and I'll tell you why in just a second. There you go. If you look on the left, you'll see the Nigerian dwarf goat. The warden keeps the Nigerian dwarf goat safe here at his house, and in return they provide him with very nutritious milk. Milk which he can then sell or turn into cheese. It's very valuable here in the village. They also help the ecosystem around here a lot by eating all the bad weeds and other plants in the ground that other animals won't. They can eat quite a bit because they have a double-chambered stomach very similar to that of a giraffe. Which is why the giraffe and the dwarf goat both have pot bellies. Also, those may have looked like little baby goats, but those were fully grown adults. That's as big as they're going to get. And as we approach the end of our safari, I just want to take a little time to talk about conservation. If you'd like to help out with Disney's conservation efforts, you can donate to the Disney Conservation Fund. $1, $5, $10, anything you want to donate, and Disney will match that donation dollar for dollar. If you'd like to help out, you can do it at any of the retail or merch shops at the park. Just go up to any register and let them know. And here comes the best part, the splash zone. Made it. We're back at base camp, just like that. It only took us about 2 weeks to make it back, which isn't too bad considering my last safari took about a month. We got stuck in the mud for 3 weeks and it wasn't pretty, but at least we made it back in a timely manner today. And unfortunately, that does mean that this is the end of our safari. But here at Kilimanjaro Safaris, we don't like to say goodbye because that's just too sad and too final. Instead, here we like to say Kwaherini, which means go well. As we approach the dock, please make sure you have all of your personal belongings. Watch your head and step as you exit. And have a wild rest of your day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And once again, folks, my name is Axel. Thank you so much for riding my safari today. And I hope to see you back very, very soon. My friends on the right, please watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs. Doors are sliding open. Kwaherini, everybody have a great rest of your day.
Favorite ride ever?
Mom, come on, let's just come on, Dad, you are like